Okay, I would like to welcome everyone to our international joint meeting. And I'd like to thank everyone. We are 117 so far. So I'll just let it to start with our club secretary, Hadi. And this is a quick welcome from both Rotary Club of El Tahrir and the Rotary Club of Samsun and District 9400 and District 2430 and also District 2452. And we have also people who are from India, from several districts. So I'd like to welcome everyone. And I will have Hadi Sobeh, our club president, our club secretary, to start our meeting today.
Thank you, Naveen. Looking forward to this meeting. Thank you, everybody, for being there. I don't want to waste your time with too many welcomes and thank you. I'd like our president, Mohammed Kamal, to say a few welcome words, and let's dive right into it. Ibo? Hello?
You need to unmute yourself, Mohammed. President Mohammed.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Good. Well, good evening. I wish to welcome you all. My name is Mohammed Kamal. I'm the current president of Rotary El Tahrir. I sincerely wish to thank you all for attending this meeting. It's an honor and a pleasure to host such a meeting with such diversified attendance. We have people from everywhere. And this is really something that we cherish very much as Rotary El Tahrir. That is the second meeting in a series of meetings that the club intends to undertake to discuss topics that are of importance to us as Rotarians. So thank you everyone for being here. And honestly, an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So we would like to have DG Karim Muradi to tell us a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Naveen. Good evening, our Rotary Foundation Trustee Okoro, DG Ahmed, Governor Sharif, Governor George, host clubs of the meeting, Rotary Club of El Tahrir, Cairo, and Rotary Club of Samsun. My dear Rotary family, I greet you all as the Governor of District 2430. The magic of the Rotary Foundation is all around the globe. We see it everywhere we look, every breath we take, in every member we recruit, in every dollar donated, in every project completed, and in every life we touch. After the earthquake in our district, we witnessed the magic of and the power of the Rotary Foundation firsthand. In addition to global projects, we continue to serve the region and make magic happen with domestic and international donations with the trust placed in Rotarians. We are grateful to all our Rotarian friends who reach out from far away and to our Rotary Foundation and its officials. I would like to thank to our guest speaker, the Rotary Foundation Trustee Okoro, governors, my Rotarian and Rotary friends, and participants who made this night possible. Thanking you all for all your participation and support. I greet you all with love and respect. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you. And I don't know if our district governor was able to come in. I think I saw him, but I don't know if he's still in. Okay.
Kötü müydü?
Sharif Adib, I think he's out. We will we'll go afterwards with, we have our district governor of District 9400. We have three Yes. Maybe you
Yes,
need
I'm,
to unmute.
I am here.
Yes,
Good
George. Yes,
evening.
Dr. George. Yes, you need to unmute. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yes.
did
Yeah.
unmute. Thank you very
Great to
much.
see you again for our meetings.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It is a great honor for me as the district governor to be on this platform. As district governor and the District of Southern Africa, District 9400, to create the magic, everybody has to be involved, top, right to bottom. This is a very important pillar of the Rotary International, which embodies our commitment to serve above self. Without that, we are not going to be able to achieve anything. We have witnessed firsthand the transformative power of the Rotary Foundation, where Rotary in many countries has been eradicated totally, though we are still having two areas of focus where we need to be eradicating polio, but we have seen the power of the foundation, of the Rotary Foundation and its magic. In education, in local economies, and in protecting the environment. Also, without this pillar, we will never achieve what we need to be achieving. So it is really my great honor to be on the platform here to hear what the experts are going to share with us. And I'm greeting our leaders, all of them, that we are honored to be on this platform and to learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Actually, it's my honor and to have you all here. And just to add a little bit, I'd like to thank Trustee Pearl that she has accepted to be our second speaker for this year, because what we are aiming at, one of the most important things about Rotary is being an international organization where we all as friends meet from all over the place. So before we start, one of the key elements that we are going to look at, we are going to see how different districts from different zones meet together. So we are going to listen now to our the welcome note from the district 2430. DG Hakan, you are with us here? If you can unmute yourself. It's the club. Club president of
It's okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Are you?
Nevin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can.
Okay.
Yes. You want to say what?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our international meeting themed The Magic of the Rotary Foundation. My dear Rotary family, my name is Hakan Dinçer. I am the club president to the Rotary Club of Samsun in Rotary International District 2430. My club was founded in 1966 and it is the 6th Rotary Club founded in Turkey. It has been serving for 58 years within 47 members as the current number. I am proud to be a member of this great family where Rotary members are working for world peace and understanding, promoting the goodwill in the world and serving above themselves. In our Rotary family, which I joined in served in many fields and took active roles in projects. I would like to express my endless thanks to all my club members who support me during this time and who are here with us in this meeting tonight. In this magical Rotary year that started under the leadership of our Rotary International President Stefane Urcic and our District Governor Kerem Muradi, we are excited to hold a joint international Zoom meeting with Rotary Club of El Tahrir, soon to be our twin club, and many other clubs and districts. And to host esteemed Trustee Pearl Okoro as our guest speaker, this is an honor of us. I would like to thank our District Secretary responsible for international services and District Executive Secretary Ayşe Mine Ergun, who is also a member to our Rotary Club of Samsun, for the international support she gives and her superior efforts to make this meaningful meeting happen. I wish that our meeting will be useful and beneficial for all of us. Thank you all.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So I think now we are reaching our point where I think I'd like to welcome our moderator. I know that I would like to extend all the welcome to the PDGs and the DGNs and the DGEs. We have also as I said, we have everyone. We have from all over, which is very nice. And I'd like to have to welcome here our PDG, Dr. Ahmed Saada, who will be introducing and moderating with our guest of honor and our speaker, Trustee Pearl. He will be introducing her. He is our Zone 22 TRF coordinator. And I'm sure if I have mistaken with the title, you can just put the correct, you can just do the correct title for us. So I'd like to welcome everyone and looking forward to being with us. And there is, I know that we have people from all over, people are coming in. And as I said, we had some changes in the link. So people are, each one is coming one after the other. So PDG Ahmed Saada, you are with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. And for Pearl, I just want to say that with Pearl, his co-host, so Pearl, you can share your presentation whenever you want. Okay.
Yeah, so you tell me when you are ready.
Yes, Ahmed Saada will be presenting you now, so you can share it whenever it's in his hands now. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Past President Naveen. Thank you for the Rotary El Tahrir for this wonderful initiative and the international forum. I know protocol is observed, so I'll just go ahead and start presenting our guest of honor. It gives me a real pleasure and a great honor to present Trustee Ijeoma Pearl from District 9141 in Nigeria. Trustee Ijeoma is a great friend, actually. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Port Harcourt since 1999. She was adjudged Best Club President in 2008 and Best Assistant Governor in 2010. Ijeoma served Rotary International and took up a lot of regional leadership posts. She served as District Governor back in 2015-16, Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator, and Polio now Zone Coordinator, Endowment and Major Gift Advisor. She served as member of Basic Education and Literacy Major Gift Initiative. She was the co-chair of the Lagos Rotary Institute back in 2018. She's a member of the Nigeria National Polio Plus Committee. She also served as member of the Rotary Peace Centers Committee, regional vice chair of the End Polio Countdown to History campaign, board member of the Maternal and Child Health. She is currently serving as trustee on the board of trustees of the Rotary Foundation. She just started this July, and she will be continuing in this post until the end of June 2028. Trustee Ijeoma is a member of the International Polio Plus Committee and also the TRF Stewardship Committee. She created the Africa Zone of Rotary Global History Fellowship, RGHF, and because of the magnificent work she's been doing with the RGHF, she received an award in Portugal at the convention back in 2013 for the preservation of Rotary history, and also the 1905 Society Award for exemplary leadership in Sydney during the convention in 2014. Interestingly, she has a stone raised in her honor, engraved with her name, at the Paul Harris Memorial Walkway in Chicago in the United States. She has represented Rotary International presidents in many district conferences, including India, in the United States, and in Nigeria. A couple of years ago, she served as a training leader, currently known as learning facilitator at the International Assembly in 2022. She was a member of the promotion committee of the Toronto Convention 2018, as well as the Houston Convention in 2022. She likes traveling, so she attended 24 Rotary International Convention, 24 conventions. I wasn't born that day. Ijeoma has 30 years of cognate experience in the insurance industry. She has interest in agriculture. She's a devoted Catholic and Knight of St. John's International. She's a charter member of the Paul Harris Society, charter member of the Polio Plus Society as well. She's passionate about family and happily married to Kingsley. Both of them are level 3 major donors, level 1 Bequest Society members, and of course, Paul Harris fellows. They are blessed with 2 beautiful children. The one thing that is not mentioned in her CV is that she is well known by the Passion Queen of Africa. So it's a real pleasure and a great honor to have you with us, Trustee Ijeoma. Trustee Ijeoma is going to talk to us about the magic of the Rotary Foundation. The floor is yours, Ijeoma.
Thank you, my brother Ahmed. You know, at the time I was thinking you were talking about someone else until you mentioned Kingsley. Then I said, okay, you're still talking about me. That was quite generous of you. I hope I'll speak as long as even the introduction that you've done. It's so exciting to see friends that I am familiar with. When you were talking about RGHF, I was just looking at Nevin. RGHF brought us together and we remained like family after then. And there are quite a lot of other, Patrick Coleman, all the other RGHF members that I can see here. Thank you so much. I am excited to be in Cairo this evening because that's what it is. That's the feeling. That is what the virtual world has taught us. And again, we are here to talk about the magic of Rotary. Being here today is already magical because there is nowhere I could be in Nigeria, somewhere where most of you do not know, to be talking to Egypt, talking to Turkey, talking to Zambia, talking to South Africa. Rotary is indeed magic. So let's look at the chief creator of this year's magic. I'm so fond of the current RI president, because sometimes, you know, themes come after theme. When I served as president, as governor, I felt it was the best team in the world, be a gift to the world. Then when Stephanie came out with this, Rotary creates magic, I was just thinking about it. I listened to her theme in Florida and how this magic came about. And it gave me cause to really wonder. Everything we do in Rotary is actually magical. Healing children, striving to eradicate polio in the world, the friendships we make, to have Ahmed in Egypt as my brother, to have Daniel somewhere as my brother, to have Patrick Coleman in Zambia, to have Stella Nyangwe in South Africa. That is actually magical. I'm not looking for any abracadabra. We've seen the magic already. So if you went through our RI president's speech in Florida, you are indeed the magic. And what did he say? That we're not just going to flag off one abracadabra like the magicians wearing a hat with their magic stick to say, oh, the magic happens. No, the magic is actually you. And somebody said it, one of the DJs said it in his presentation. The magic is with the projects you will complete this year. You've been completing projects, you've been doing a lot of projects over the years, but the true magic will be seen in the projects that you bring to bear. It will be seen in your efforts to eliminate polio from the face of the earth. Down the line in the presentation, we'll talk a little bit of polio. It is in the membership that you will raise. 1.2 million people in the world cannot attack today's ever-challenging world. So the magic will happen when you bring in new members to our fold. And of course, the donations you make to this, our Rotary Foundation, I'll call it our foundation of hope. That is how the magic will happen. The Rotary Foundation, of course, you know the history. I'm not going to bore you with it. It's been doing this magic since 1917, changing lives, sustainable projects, unmanageable projects, uncountable projects all over the crannies of the world. Am I going to talk about polio? You and I know that when Rotary embraced polio from over 350 countries of the world, today we are just in 2 countries. It takes only magic to do that kind of a reduction. We have just Afghanistan and Pakistan. Is it about the funds that are raised? I tell people when they ask why they should donate to the Rotary Foundation, I say, no other foundation will collect your money without taking administrative charges or advocacy charges, blah, blah, blah. Every money you give to the Rotary Foundation, minimum of 95% goes into the full project. I was listening to a presentation with Tom Grom this afternoon, and he said, no other organization gives you an opportunity to donate money, decide what you want the money to be used, where you want the money to be used. No other organization. Other people just collect your money and use it on your behalf. But Rotary gives you the opportunity to say, no, I want it in this cause. Oh, I want it in polio. I want it in this. Of course, the reach of the Rotary Foundation is unbeatable. With all the clubs we have scattered all over the world, Bill Gates was once asked, why Rotary? He said, because I trust them, I trust their books. And because as rich as I am, I don't have their reach. The manpower of Rotary, Rotarians, Rotractors, Interactors, wow, there's hardly any nook and cranny of the world you cannot penetrate. And of course, we've been validated for the 15th time running by Charity Navigator. Charity Navigator has been looking at our books over the past 15 years and say, wow, these people are credible. They do whatever they say they will do with the money. They're transparent, they're accountable, they invest their monies well. And that's why we have held this position 15th time running. Or is it about the global grants? Wow, I needn't tell you about the global grants. Let's look at District 2451 with over 26 clubs. I took time to go through the history of your club to know that your club has been, your district has been there right from 1939 when it was 11 countries. I understand it was even second to the largest district in the whole of the Rotary world before they started beating it down till in the 20s, when it was now carved out from 243 till it became 2430. And with 4 Rotary clubs, with several leaders, Ahmed Saada is here. There are a lot of Rotary leaders that have emerged above the district level, serving Rotary International from your district. And of course, need I talk about what is happening in your district now? You are the 3rd recipient of the program of skill. You are in the map, you're on the world map. You are in the map of the Rotary Foundation. Several international projects done and completed by your district and all that. So I also went down, it's not here, it's in the other slide that never came to you, on 2430. I took time to go to the website to also look at 2430 with all the clubs in Afghanistan, in Turkey, and all those places that make up District 2430. I was impressed to see how much you've done with the youth exchange. I took time to read through it, how much you've done with the youth. You've done an incredible work with the youth. And of course, over time, you've done a lot of projects, both the ones you did on grants, the ones you did within and outside your environment. It's all recorded there. I read through it in the website. But of most important to me is the new center that you're about to give us, or you have given us already, for the Peace Fellowship scholars. Then again, in another few months, the world will gather in Turkey for the one and only Presidential Peace Conference. So you again, 2430 is also in the map, and you're making waves. You're making the magic to happen, and I'm excited we are all going to be part of that magic today. So how does this magic happen? Beyond 2451, beyond 2430, beyond 7070, how does this magic happen? You know that those of you who know me know that polio is my favorite subject. I am determined, like every other Rotarian, to ensure that this 0.01% that remains will be eliminated in our lifetime. We've done 99.9%, but we are far from being done. Those of you that are following the stories in Afghanistan and Pakistan, we agree with me that it's looking so tough. And I keep telling Rotarians, do not get discouraged. We're not changing the goalposts. One of the beauty of our organization is the ability to adapt. We have looked at the realities and we say, no, 2026 is no longer feasible. And the Rotary Foundation has extended it to 2029. And like you know, it's no longer if we will ever eliminate this disease. It is when. We've never been this close. We've never been this close to eliminating it, and we are going to eliminate it. Rotary has been fighting diseases. Is it from polio? Is it the HIV/AIDS? Those of you that witnessed what happened during COVID-19 will agree with me that it was the platform of polio eradication that the world used in wherever Rotary existed to ensure that COVID-19 didn't ravage the world. It would have been worse than that. The polio platform came in handy for health workers and for Rotarians to continue doing what they were doing. Is it cervical cancer? Right now, the Rotary beam is on you to help eliminate cervical cancer in Egypt. And we are hoping that that will be scaled up and taken to not just beyond Egypt, but any other place that are experiencing that menace. Promoting peace. I tell Rotarians, every project that Rotary does is ensuring that there is a peaceful coexistence between the peoples of the world. It is not only through our peace centers, no. It is not only when you look at the area of focus of conflict and resolution. No, no, no. Every time you give water, every time you teach a child or an adult to read and write, every time you attack projects that clean the environment, anytime you create microcredits for women and less privileged people to actually provide food for the table, anytime you're sending shelter bus, you're sending emissaries, you're sending peace scholars to go to warring societies to meditate and all that. You are doing that to ensure that there is peace in the world. And that's what we do. That's the magic we do through the works of the Rotary Foundation. Clean water. It will shock you to know that there's still environments that drink water that are brown. I come from Africa. I come from Nigeria. There are people who have never seen pipe-borne water. They fetch water from wells. Indeed, they fetch water that looks like chocolate drink. They put it in the buckets. They put it in their containers. They allow it to sediment in the morning. They take the other part and drink. So, I mean, the water will look clean, but you imagine the bacteria that will live inside this water. A lot of the environments around us still do not have water. The Rotary strives every time to ensure that people have clean water to drink, to use, and to maintain hygiene. Is it through our community corps? Of course, you know, through our community corps, we look for like-minded people, people who are like us, but who for one reason or the other are not immediately joining Rotary. But these are humanitarians in the communities. Through the community corps, we get them together to continue serving, partnering with Rotary to serve the community. Mothers and children. I am also here to see an organization that have devoted so much effort, money, and time to ensuring that mothers are saved, that no woman goes into labor and loses her life, that no child dies either prematurely or at the early birth of age. I mean, for children between the ages of 0 to 5 years, Rotary puts so much money, so much efforts to make sure diarrhea doesn't, even the interventions we are doing for sanitation is to ensure that these children are not cut off in their prime, that they have an opportunity to rise and live out the potentials. These are the magics that go through the communities when Rotary arrives any community. And of course, education. You know what it means, basic education. I mean, if you don't have basic education, you can't even read your prescriptions when you go to the hospital. You can't read. If you go to the road signs where they say zebra crossing, don't cross this road, animals are here, lions dwell here, snakes here. If you don't understand the basic literacy, you're not able to do that. Local economies. Rotary is actually wonderful. The microcredits that are given to women and the less privileged to do startup programs. Over here in Nigeria, most of the clubs run the microcredit schemes where they get some of those people that are less privileged, start them up with some revolving loans, give them money, and some of them come back after 1 year to give testimonies. Some of them come back to tell us how these interventions have enabled them to support their families, to ensure that their children go to school, to keep them out of trouble. Street girls, street urchins, Rotary through its magical projects have kept children away, girls, from streaming on the streets because they provide them with little monies to trade and ensure that they are not distracted. So 1,001 things, magical ways Rotary has been changing lives in 1917. I mean, even if you give me 10 hours to speak, I'm sure we'll go on and we will not exist. Then let's come nearer to supporting those projects because those projects don't just happen. Like Stephanie told us, the magic doesn't just happen. Yes, it will happen by the projects. I've talked about some of the projects you do, but importantly, it happens with every donation, with every dollar in your local currency that you give to the Rotary Foundation. So why do you need to give? Why not Kiwanis? Why not the JCs? Why not the Lions Club? Why the Rotary Foundation? Accountability, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Rotary ensures that every of your money is accounted for. Even when we do those projects, if you know the amount of money that Rotary devotes to the cadre of technical officers that come around to ensure that people's money are used as was designed. Because we don't want to tell stories. We have partners who believe in us. We have people who entrust us. Even when we have people who, when they're dying, they say, I know this organization and I trust this organization to continue my legacy when I'm no more. We don't want to disappoint them. So accountability is top-notch for Rotary. Of course, the impact, our projects are very, very impactful, very, very sustainable. We have projects that have run over years. While we were in Guatemala, we visited, when I was in Guatemala for Institute, we visited a school that said that Rotary has been supporting them for over 25 years, consistently. School of the less privileged, provide water, provide kitchen, provide books, do water collection. You know, over the years, they followed them up. I even sit in the trustees meeting and I see some projects that have spanned to 40 years through the Rotary Foundation consistently. So our impact is unbelievable. Of course, we have our legacy tells our stories, our records of success. What we have done in polio is true success. 350 countries to 2 countries of the world. We have records of the things we've done. We have records of communities that we have changed. We have records of people, youth exchange program, GSC program, who come out, bigger people, members of the society. The immediate past vice president of Nigeria was a GSC member. Our incoming president was a GSC member. The current trustee chair, Mark Maloney, came to Nigeria as a group study exchange member. So you can imagine over the years, they come back to give to us. We have records of goodwill that we have done that has been sustained. Our reach is global. Our reach is virtually on all parts of the country, all parts of the world. Everywhere Rotary exists and beyond, we are touching lives. We are permeating the environment and making sure that everybody has a feel of Rotary. And of course, in doing all this, there is peace in the world. I spoke about it before. There is no way you'll be doing it in interventions, and there is no peaceful coexistence between people of the world. I mean, come to think of it, why are people worrying? Inequitable distribution of wealth, people when they don't understand themselves, when people feel they are less favored than the others. If you look at the things that actually bring war in an environment, you find out that those interventions try to ensure that there is peace. So these are the reasons and much more why you should give to the Rotary Foundation. When you give to the Rotary Foundation, you are sure that you are part of the ripple. You know, it's a pool, you drop it, it's like a drop in the ocean, but that mighty drop gets into the water and feeds the whole world, actually cleanses the whole world in its own magical ways. Need I tell you about ways to give to the foundation? Like I keep telling everybody, it was my mantra when I was a district governor, giving is not an exclusive right of the rich. Rotary has done it in such a way that the Bill Gates and those who give as little as $100 per year as form of every Rotarian every year, that they have the same sense of belonging. You know, this money we give to the foundation has no coloration. Indeed, because it's a pool, if somebody gives a $250,000, we put it in the basket. If somebody gives $100, we put it in basket. We pick, when we are picking that money to do interventions in the world, we don't know which one is $250,000. We don't know which one came from Bill Gates. We don't know which one came from Ahmed. We don't know which one came from a town in Ghana. It is from that pool that we go out there in the world to actually do the intervention. So it is encouraged that every Rotarian should give at least minimum of $100 every year. And the beauty of it is that for districts that have started practicing the Polio Plus Society, which is a minimum of $100 to the Polio Fund. So even if you go give that $100 to Polio Plus, to be a member of the Polio Plus Society, it also covers you for the every Rotarian every year. So this is the list. Sometimes I wonder if 1.2 million Rotarians give minimum of $100 every year, the world will actually turn magical. It's something we propose, it's something we promote, and I hope in your district that you're doing that. Of course, I've talked about the Polio Plus Society. The Polio Plus Society is another way to ensure that everybody becomes part of this legacy. I wasn't part of the eradication of smallpox, and I feel bad about it. But I'm excited that when polio will be eradicated, that I will be numbered as one of the people that make the magic happen. So being a part of, being a member of the Polio Plus Society gives you an opportunity to share in that legacy, so that when this menace is eventually eradicated, you will own your piece, you own your part in history as being part of the agents that brought it to book. Of course, for Harris Fellows, all of us are very used to it. $1,000, you can also give that $1,000 and become a benefactor. The difference is that the benefactor goes into our endowment fund, and you know the endowment fund ensures that there is Rotary Foundation, there is goodwill and better friendships far beyond our time. The monies given to the endowment funds are not spent, they're actually invested rightly, and the dividends are used to pursue your causes. When you give in those multiples $1,000, it becomes a major donor. And of course, you know, in the major donor, there are multiples, major donor level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. You move up, you donate 250,000, you get to the AKS at Club Society. And of course, that one has trustee circle, platinum circle, chairman circle, till so many things, so many other levels. The beauty, like I said, is that Rotary has done it in such a way that everybody has an opportunity to give. And wherever you give, indeed, the way we look at it, as much as we celebrate big givers, big donors and all that, we don't segregate. We do not make any donor feel less important, because no donor can do it alone. We need every dollar to ensure that the good works of Rotary are done. Of course, you join the Legacy Society, that's also another way to ensure that you are part of the giving and support the endowment. The endowment, the Rotary Foundation has set a target of 2025 by 2025. This is because we expect a 2.25 billion by the year 2025. And we are just few days, I must say, to 2025. So I encourage everybody to find in these ways, find the one that suits you most. It is not a competition. I know there's a lot of challenges in the world. Some countries have currency issues. Some countries are, going through very deep economic crisis. But you know what? I keep telling people that this is the right time to give. This is actually the right time to give, and give into a pool. I mean, if I was used to doing something little on my own, this is a time to just take something little and put it in a pool and beat my chest that I'm part of the world that is changing lives around the world. That is for you to give to the Rotary Foundation. What are taken from the Rotary Foundation? You know about the Rotary Foundation programs. When I joined the table as a trustee, I sat through several meetings, and I felt that there was a lacuna somewhere. And what is that gap? We don't know much about the programs of the Rotary Foundation. Few of us that know, or those of us that know, do not talk about it. If you ask an average person in the streets, what they will tell you about is the polio. Yes, polio may be our most strategic priority, but it's not the only thing that we do. We do far more than polio. We are doing malaria in Zambia. We are doing mother and child in Nigeria. We are doing cervical cancer in Egypt. We are doing the Peace Fellowship in District 2430 in Turkey, in Istanbul. We are doing the irrigation and water to farmers in the 4th program of scale in India. So are people, our Rotarians, do they know about these programs? Are they talking about it? Are they talking to people about our humanitarian grants? How much does our society and environment, do they know enough about these programs? The educational programs, the scholarships, the VTTT, the Peace Fellowship, do they know that every year Rotary trains minimum of 130 scholars, fully funded programs in those our peace centers, so that when they graduate, they go back to the society as peace agents? How many of us know about it? And how many of us are talking about it? Is it the youth programs? When I went through the website of both District 2430 and 2451, I was impressed to see the enormity of the work you've done with the youth exchange programs, GSC programs, RILA, and do people know about it? How much Can our Rotarians actually talk about it and cite examples to the extent that it will attract either a partner or donor to the Rotary Foundation? I've talked about the Rotary Community Corps. These are existing in environments where we may not establish Rotary immediately, but we're able to establish people who are like-minded, like Rotarians, who have interests of their communities and are ready to partner with Rotary to improve their communities. I've talked about the program of scale. I mean, before I started my presentation, I had a chat with my brother Ahmed Saada, and I said, please, can you come up with the total foundation giving of your district? The reason is that I wanted to put it at par, what you got in a single program of scale and what you have done, even in the past 5 years. It will blow your mind. There's no program of scale that is less than $2 million. And you know that the program of scale, the $2 million is just a base. The one in Zambia has gone over 6 million. And that's the reason why it's called the program of scale, is that it is done in such a way that the scalability is it's actually very, very possible. We are doing it hoping that other partners can look into it and say, yes, I want to be part of this project. Can we move out of Cairo? Can we go outside Cairo? Can we go into another environment? That is it. So it comes on a baseline of 2 million, but it's not going to stop at 2 million. So if you go back, District 2, I was MGA, and District 24510 was under my supervision. And I have an idea how much you have given in the past 5 years. So compare it with one single program of project. So it's quite magical. What you get from the Rotary Foundation far outweighs what you give. And that's why I encourage everybody to make sure that you are partnering with the Rotary Foundation in any way, either you're giving or you're participating in the programs, because what we give far, far, far more above what we take. And of course, now you know about the Rotary Healthy Community Challenge. That's another wonderful challenge that we are partnering with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They're putting up money to ensure that malaria in some countries has already started. There is one that was flagged off in Nigeria last month. And of course, the Rotary Family Health Days. The Rotary Family Health Days are going beyond our immediate environment to actually creep into our remote communities, to take health interventions into the communities where those interventions will ordinarily do not come. We need to know about it, because if we don't know about it, we cannot talk about it. It's not just enough to ask people to give money to the foundation. They need to know the monies that have been given to the foundation since 1917. What has it been doing? It's only when you are able to explain that to someone that you can, it will be a walk in the park to get them to give to the Rotary Foundation. So I say, when you're taking from the Rotary Foundation, you look at the global grants. Global grants minimum of $30,000. It's awesome. And of course, in the Rotary Foundation, we are not limiting the number of grants you can take. It depends on your ability to give a proper stewardship. As long as you can write up those grants, follow the procedure, get your international partners, run through the process without going against the laws, the Rotary Foundation is always there to let you have money to do grants. We're also aware that with the DDF, you can actually do smaller projects within your communities, within your district, without looking for international partners. Of course, I mentioned a lot about the Rotary Foundation programs. That's a wonderful, magical way to take back from this foundation that you trust. Program of scale, I've talked about it. Rotary Family Health Days, I've talked about it. And the Rotary Healthy Communities, I've also talked about it. So my dear friends, I know I do not have all night to speak, because we see good room for actions, questions, reactions, and some comments. The Rotary Foundation, like you know, has been there since 1917. Indeed, when Nevin got me to make this presentation, I was not going to do anything except come here and discuss only two things. The magic I was going to be discussing is the program of scale in Egypt and the peace conference that we are going to be having in February in Turkey. This for me are tremendous magic. This for me is enough topic to discuss. If you want to feel how magical the Rotary Foundation is, these two examples for the districts that are gathered here are enough to actually frame our minds, clear our doubts, reframe us, change our mindset, and put us in the mood to do magical things with the Rotary Foundation. Because you're benefiting. My excitement is that I'm speaking to the converted. I'm speaking to those who are feeling and experiencing the magic of the Rotary Foundation. So it's not a hard sale. You're already feeling it, you're already benefiting. My only question is, what magical thing are you going to be doing to ensure that you support the Rotary Foundation more, to support you more, and do more, bring more to your immediate environment, more than what you have already brought there. We are going to be eradicating polio, I told you. It's no longer if. Rotary must eradicate polio. The problems and the challenges we are having in Afghanistan and Pakistan is a test of the time. If you know what happens in the terrain, we eradicated it in Nigeria, and they had a similar terrain, war-torn, religious crises, some consequential geographies, but we overcame it in some countries. So don't let what is happening in Pakistan and Afghanistan, don't let it bring to you a donor fatigue, a volunteer fatigue. We are definitely going to overcome. We have never been this close. We are going to eradicate this limit. We are targeting a 2025 by 2025. I've already told you that. Please, if you are not supporting the endowment fund, support it. This ensures that legacy. The guy who started Rotary Foundation at Clump is dead. Paul Harris, who started Rotary Foundation and Rotary International in 1905, is long gone, but the legacies are still there. Our endowment fund ensures that when we are no more, that people will remember us for the good works we have done, and that the good works of Rotary Foundation and Rotary will continue. For this Rotary year, we have set a goal of 500 million. It may sound audacious, but it's something that is possible, and we are working really towards it. So please do your own part in your district. This is 2451, this is 2340, this is 7070, all the districts that are gathered here. Please ensure that you take your own part of the 2025 by 2025. Remember that Bill and Melinda Gates, the Bill Gates Foundation, has not stopped doing something magical. For every $1 you give to the polio fund, indeed, in your mind, tell yourself, beat your chest, that you've given $3. Because for every money, every $1 you donate to polio, Bill Gates and his foundation will match it by 2. It's so magical. It's like a fairy tale. I remember when I started following up initially, it was difficult for me to understand. But I see the books. I see it. So for 150 million, we set up for polio every year. We do everything possible, including asking districts to give us part of their 20% of their DDF so that we can match. Because if we don't make up our own amount, we don't get all the matches. So please continue to donate to those polio funds so that Bill Gates Foundation will give us the magical $2 match. And like I will always say, you cannot go, there is no record of anybody who became poor from giving. Giving gives you the right to live. Giving frees your mind. Giving is the reason why we are in Rotary. We are not in Rotary for ourselves, we are in Rotary for others. And I'll end it with my favorite quote. It is not mine. I picked it up in the course of being a Rotarian. He said, it doesn't matter if you're a Rotarian or not, whether you have benefited from Rotary or not. If only you know what the Rotary Foundation is doing, you make it your foundation of choice. Remember, if only you know, and I'm telling us, I'm leaving us tonight saying, please get to know more about what the Rotary Foundation is doing. If you gather it, if you know it, nobody will actually force you to give to the Rotary Foundation. It will be like a walk in the park. You willingly give to the foundation. So that is the magic we're expecting from all of you this Rotary year. Be part of it, support the Rotary Foundation, and let's keep giving. Thank you, Nevin and Kon. Thank you, district governors. Thank you, RFC Ahmed. I'm done. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Pearl. That was really, really inspiring. And I have to say that I like your virtual background. This guy pushing the stone
Yeah.
upwards, this guy must be a Rotarian, huh?
Yeah, he's a Rotarian, determined, resilient.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Um, uh, uh, Before going any further, I know there must be a lot of questions, but I just need to acknowledge the presence and welcome a very dear friend, our immediate pastor, Trustee Ijeoma. I'm so sorry. I did not realize that she was with us on this call. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much for being with us,
Thank
Pastor
you.
Trustee Ijeoma.
Thank you, Trustee Gita. Thanks a million for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
supportive.
so much.
She's always at my back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to see all my friends, and it's great to listen to my sister Pearl and see people from India, as people from Africa, people from Europe, people from Middle East. We are all friends, and we are here together, and really the celebrating and marking the Foundation Month in November, and having this gathering of over 100 people. Very inspiring. Thank you, Trustee Pearl. Thank you, friends from Turkey and Egypt and all over. Let's keep doing, let's keep giving, let's keep working, let's participate in Rotary Foundation activities in all its facets. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the magic of Rotary, isn't it?
Yes.
So I would like to open the floor for questions. If you have any questions, I think we have time for Q's and A's. Any questions?
Yeah. Can I just say one thing, Dr. Ahmed?
Absolutely.
There was a question in that somebody asked Ayman Hilal, and he was the question was he just sent it personal, so that's why I'm sharing it. Now that polio is ending, what would the Rotary Foundation be supporting next, or are they thinking about something new that they are going to work on and focus on, or what's next in brief?
Thank you, Nevin. I always look forward to this question, and I'm quick to answer it. Those of you who were in Singapore in the polio breakout section, where immediate past RI President Jennifer, and God bless his soul, our own Adrian O'Leary. In the section, Jennifer was very, very particular. She was straight to it. She said, let's not be distracted. Let's focus on eradicating polio. Asking what next is a distraction. But I want to add to that, we are not just doing polio, because people come on and say, after Rotary, what next? After polio, what next? Look at, we're in Egypt doing cervical cancer. We're not waiting for the end of polio. We're in Zambia trying to eradicate malaria. We didn't wait for the end of polio. We're in Nigeria ensuring that no mother dies in childbirth and no child loses his life from all those minor diseases that come with whatever. We are not waiting. We are in India, giving water, making sure that farmers have water to do their irrigation and improve their agriculture and all that. We are not waiting for polio. I can go on and tell you things we are doing. We're doing tuberculosis too. We're doing tuberculosis. We have action groups that are looking at a lot of health concerns. So we are actually not stuck. We are not fixated. Yes, it's a strategic priority because it's about our integrity. We have come out to the open world to say we must eradicate this from the face of the earth. So we are bothered about our integrity, and that is why we are following it headlong. But even as we are pursuing that, we are doing other health concerns. So let's remain focused. Let's keep imagining what next. Let's get polio out while we continue doing other things by the side. When we are done with polio, we'll look at whether it's HIV/AIDS, whether it's malaria, whether it's anything, we'll embrace it the way we have embraced this. But let's make history and eradicate the second human disease. Let's stay focused. That would be my answer. And I think that's the heartbeat of the trustees too.
Thank you so much, Trustee Ijeoma, and thank you, Ayman, for this question. And I'm just concerned, why did Ayman send this question privately to Naveen? but that's
And I
okay.
think I didn't see the.
No, that's okay.
just,
That's okay.
Sending, so I didn't notice that it was sent only to one name. So that's fine.
There is a Sedef's hand is up.
Yes,
I don't know whether
yes.
you're saying it.
Sadef
Yeah.
from Turkey.
Yeah.
Yep. Please go ahead, Sadef. Please unmute yourself, please. You're muted.
Please, somebody
Sadef.
should unmute her.
Please, Sadaf, unmute.
Wow, she's struggling with it. Can somebody help? Can somebody unmute her?
Hedef Başkanım
And she-
sesini aç.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me
we are
now?
hearing her now.
Yeah.
I am something to share with you. My first name, Sedef, in Turkish means mother of pearl. So your first name is Pearl. I'm delighted to find something in common with you. So
Thank
I
you.
just say, God bless the foundation. The more we
you.
give, the more funds we have, and the more projects we do, and this all leads to what? World peace.
Thank
That's
you.
all
That's
I have
true.
to say. It's
Thank-
there's an interconnectedness between the foundation, the Rotary action groups,
That's
the
right.
projects, and everybody. Thank you.
Thank you,
I was
Sedef.
delighted.
Looking forward to seeing you in talk in another couple of months.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sadef. Any more questions? I have a couple of questions. If you don't have any questions. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you touched on the Rotary Healthy Communities Challenge, because this is something new and not all of us are aware of it. But my question is, there are some new resolutions that were adopted like a couple of weeks ago, and maybe 4 or 5 of these adopted resolutions have to do with the Rotary Foundation, like the one requesting the trustees to consider allocating recognition points for donations to the endowment fund. I like that one, but I mean, my question is, are these resolutions or will these resolutions be in action or this year or the coming year, or are they only recommendations?
Well, there are resolutions strongly recommended by the Rotary, by the trustees, but you know it will go to the RI board. We have a joint meeting. We have a joint meeting early February, just before the International Assembly. And at that joint meeting, we expect the RI board to look at it. So we are positive. Most times, we don't have resolutions or recommendations thrown back at us because it goes through a lot of crucible. Even in the trustees board, there's always someone from the directors that sits as liaison, and in the directors board, there's always someone from the trustees that sits as liaison. So it makes our decisions seamless, but we still have to follow process. So by the time we meet in February, I'm sure that you will hear the rest. Yeah.
They're not final yet.
Be positive, Ahmed. You're also going to be in Florida. Be positive.
Yes, I will. Okay. Any questions from the floor? No?
Thanks, Anne-Marie. I can see Anne-Marie. Good to see you.
Yeah. Okay. If you have time for one more question, I know that you've been on the board of trustees for only a few months, but from your experience, what is the biggest challenge that we have related to the Rotary Foundation? And to be more precise, if we can think of the biggest challenge we have in our zone, does anything ring a bell or, yeah?
Yeah, for our zone, like I said, when I only became a trustee from the 1st of July, and my first mindset is, how will our zone feel the impact of the Rotary Foundation more? And I started studying the books, and I saw that we are not taking from the Rotary Foundation as much as we should. We are not. Yes. I don't want to mention the other zones and the other regions, but hell, it's like The Rotary Foundation is there for them. I mean, although I wasn't biased, because I've always known that the Rotary Foundation, we are not, at any point in time, they don't segregate. They're not going to say, oh, these people will get it more. We look at everything that comes to the table. You first of all need to seek. Even in the Holy Book where I come from, say you must seek, and seek with all your heart. And I say that about the grants. We are not doing grants. And that's why even while we met in Ethiopia, I spoke to people, I said, please go back home, tell our people that the money is there. We don't want to be saving your money and investing it in the Rotary Foundation. We want you to use it, because the more you use it, the more you touch the world, the more you create these everlasting changes in their communities, and the more it's easier for us to get the likes of Bill Gates and more partners to do work. So we don't just want the money to sit there. We need you to use it. So what I notice is that we are not taking enough from the Rotary Foundation, and I give that as a challenge to the district governors listening to me here. Please go back, ensure that your clubs are qualified, involved, because most times we leave the clubs to seek for these grants, and at the Rotary Foundation, we say no. It's not everybody that is in depth in writing these grants. You have a lot of the Rotary Foundation committees, the RFCs, the RFCs, all the coordinators in the regional team. You have the cadre of technical officers. They are not just there as policemen to catch you when you do something wrong. No, they are there to walk you through this. They are there to start from the beginning, to show you how to write up the grants, to follow the process, to get the grants, get the international partners, and execute it. Indeed, if they start with you from the beginning, they don't need to come back to you as police. So make use of your DISC, your District International Service chairs. Make use of your foundation team and write up grants. The money is there. And of course, another thing, when you do the grants, follow due process. You know, stewardship is key to Rotary. When I was speaking, I was very, very emphatic on accountability and transparency. Charity Navigator has found us the best in 15 years running, because we're accountable, because we do with people's money what we say we'll do with their money. So it's not just enough to take that money. When you take it, ensure that it doesn't go into anybody's personal pocket. The message I'm going to leave with you is that at the Rotary Foundation trustee level, we are desirous to see this zone touch lives, do something magical using the Rotary Foundation money. That is why the money is there. If you don't seek for it, if you don't come for it, it will be given to those who have mastered the act of seeking for the foundation. And of course, the money doesn't have any coloration, is going to be given to them. So what I'm going to plead with you as your member sitting in the Board of Trustees, please, I want to see more grants come through this. I'm not going to sit there and say, send grant to Egypt, send grant to Nigeria, send grant to Turkey. There's no such thing. You need to, first of all, seek for it. If you seek for it, you will find it. And when you do find it, be rest assured that we have enough money to give you to do your projects. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the money is there. We don't have any excuse not to apply for grants.
Please
okay,
do.
now I see 4 hands. I see 4 hands all of a sudden.
Yes, so I can see my friend Gopi. Gopi is here. Gopi is a polio warrior.
Well.
Nice to see
My
you.
friend as well. Gopi from Madras in India.
Yeah.
And then Mohsen.
Wonderful
Dr.
club
Ahmed.
in India.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ahmed. Hello, Naveen. And hello, Trustee Ijeoma. It's good to call you that, Ijeoma. Okay, I just have a question and an information which is akin to India on the TRF. The question, of course, is Ijeoma. I know you're, as Ahmed said, you're very new in the TRF as trustee. But I will still ask you this question: when will you open up the matching portion from the TRF to the cash component of the donations. Now it's already DDF 80%. Earlier it was 100% on cash donations too. So is there any talk of that? That's the question. And the other information is in India as well as in Australia, I think the TRF affords us CSR grants, because in India it's mandatory on all corporates to earmark 2% of their profits for service, and they route it through the Rotary Club. So it's a very big thing. In fact, my club last year donated, well, we used $1.34 million as CSR grants for our projects through the TRF. Thank you.
Thank you, Gopi. Thanks. It's nice seeing you here again. You know, the CRS model that is in India is novel. And I remember in the last trustee meeting, Dr. Pandya Bharat, who represents India in the Board of Trustees, was asked to make himself available to other trustees so that we can learn the Indian model. He did a wonderful presentation of it. And even since I came back, I've also been preaching it. It's good to know that because it comes from your government. You see that a 2%, a certain percentage of your money for the corporates go into CSR. And all we need to do is to ensure that the people find us fit to run their CSR through us. So I commend you and all Indians, and it's my desire that it will also ripple out in other countries, because it's a true participation of government. There's nothing as wonderful as when you are doing good in your environment, you have the support of government. You know, that singular act by the government in India shows that government is ready to partner with NGOs to ensure that, you know, the corporates have a way of escaping. You know, they say they're doing CSR, they can get some things written in their books which does not really exist. But with organizations like Rotary, you can't forge up any paper. So it's a wonderful idea. We know it's working out for you, and we know that through it, India is like the home of grants. India is like the home of grants. Indeed, when the books come out, the number of grants emanating from India blows the mind. Not minding your population, one may say your population, but you are doing quite a lot, and is commendable. As for the cash matching, it's part of the things. I mean, it also came up also in our last meeting, and the discussion of it will continue in our next meeting in February. And I'm sure after that meeting, after the joint meeting, you get a clearer direction. One thing you must beat your chest about the Rotary Foundation and about Rotary, indeed, is that Rotary has an open policy. We keep listening. We listen to our donors. We listen to our Rotarians. We even listen to those who participate, those who actually gain from our projects. So our ability to adapt, our ability to be flexible is one of the greatest strengths of Rotary. So I'm sure after our meeting in February, you'll get a clearer line. But be rest assured that you are top in our minds. Anything that fits our donors, anything that makes our Rotarians happy, anything that makes Rotarians more willing and able to partner and support the Rotary Foundation, we are ready to adapt to that. Thank you, Gopi.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gopi. Thank you, Trustee Gita. Now we have, in the order of raised hands, I can see in front of me, we have Past President Mohsen El-Borai, then Dr. Amal, and then Hiba Agag. Past President Mohsen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
At the convention, there will be a meeting for the major donors and the Arch Club, but it is limited only to major donor level 4 and up. Why?
Thank you, Mohsen. I know you're talking about the donor recognition stewardship programs that we have. The same way in the institute. I don't know about your institute. I know that my institute and the institutes I've attended in the recent past, they make it open to major donors. It is not because Rotary appreciates major donors more, but you know that for the convention, if we have to have a donor recognition that is going to be open to all givers, including Paul Harris Fellows, ERE $100. It will be a convention. It will be like bring food and drinks to inside the main hall and let everybody drink. We'll definitely not be able to contain it. So the same way it's done in the institute, we just try to cut it out. We also we encourage districts at their own level to have a donor recognition where all levels of givers are also entertained, they're brought together, they're appreciated, we do stewardship, thank them and all that. That's actually why. It is not because the other people who give less are less important, but we cannot manage that crowd. We have to say all givers come together. We will even find the hall. And even for the major donors, you also agree with me that it is also ticketed. It's ticketed because it's limited. So even when it's open to major donors, it's not all major donors and AKS that will end up inside there. They have to pre-book because the space where that event will hold is usually a limited space. So if they don't, it's on first come, first serve basis. If they don't subscribe to it immediately, like right now, we're going to have one in Calgary, and anybody who wants to be part of it, once the registration starts, you need to be quick in the registration, because once they get the number of registrants for the space that they've reserved, the thing will close. So please do bear with us. It's not because any giver is less important. Please. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I believe past President Mohsen is very close to becoming a level 4 major donor. So maybe that would be a good. So we have 2 more questions. The first one is from Dr. Ahmed Sisi, who is overseeing our program of scale in Egypt. So Dr. Ahmed.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you very much, Pearl, for this very inspiring lecture. I will be quick in the question. It's about difficulties we face in our global grants in Egypt, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, of course. First, that the cadre, which you mentioned, is not getting used of at all. We have 16 cadre members in our district. They are not helping, including myself, because the system is not allowing them really. So I need to know your suggestion how our district get more help of the cadre so that our global grants applications are more efficient. The other part of the question about the global grants now with our financial issues, the delay from the foundation part, I know they are over busy, but there is a lot of delay in answering in applications. They not necessarily adhere to the time that is allocated because they are overwhelmed with applications. I know that. And what happens because the year comes to an end, a lot of Rotarians who committed or clubs who committed to certain donations, they are running out of money at the end of the Rotary year. So the global grant is delayed to the next year, and that's a problem. So to minimize the delay is the other part of the question. And the third suggestion actually is to be these applications from a district, why not to share it with 1 or 2 cadre from the same district who will oversee it and see what's problems with these applications so that you save time on the other cadre in other districts to review before actually the application is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amal. I'll tell you that this question that you've asked me, you've also answered it, but I'll still comment on it. If you listened during my presentation, I did mention that the cadre before now are like police, you know, the police. Police in my country, I don't know about your country, the police in my country fold their hands and wait, stand in the place of crime, waiting for you to commit the crime, and they will weld their stick on you. And at the Rotary Foundation, in our last meeting, we say, no. We don't want that anymore. That the cadre should be part of writing these grants.
Yes.
Because the delays you're talking about will be avoided if you get the grants right. The reason why it looks like it takes time is that, like I told you, the Rotary Foundation staff that have to go through your grants have to cross all the T's and the I's. Some Rotarians, with all due respect, some Rotarians have also mastered the art of not doing the right thing. They've done this over the years, and if you are not clear in your supervision, you can actually run into trouble. And no Rotary Foundation staff wants to be held for passing a paper that does not pass through due process. You don't want to be accused of connivance of any sort. So they actually wear their spectacles and go through it bit by bit. Some of them come with a lot of back and forth. You have to send back. You've not sent this. These are not well detailed. You didn't attach this documentation. And so it wastes time. So what we decided in our last meeting is that the Rotary Foundation team is not just the district governors or the grants chairs. You have the DISC, you have your RRFCs, you have the ARFCs, including the other coordinators, even the NPolio, the MGANs. They are all part of the Rotary Foundation team. So what we expect is that they should all come together and assist these clubs when they are writing their grants. The cadre of technical officers shouldn't just go somewhere at the back seat and wait for there to be mistake when the grant is executed and they will now come. No, they should be part of it. The district international service chairs, they should assist the clubs in writing. Sometimes the clubs mean well, they know what they want to do, but they don't know how to put it in paper. And when they don't put it right and submit, they will keep going back and forth. These delays you're talking about will be recorded. So you've also agreed that the cadre are not doing the work they're supposed to do. So there's a letter going to all of them. Indeed, in the training they are going to have in the near future, this is going to be number one in the agenda, that they should integrate with the districts and the clubs and be part of. When a district decides we want to do this grant, they need to be part of it and say, let's look at your documentation. Let's look at your write-up. Oh, it shouldn't be this way. Can you rephrase it this way? Can you look for so and so? Can you interview these vendors? Can we have these pricings? So they should be part of the write-up. And of course, if they do that, the time you wait for the Rotary Foundation staff to attend to those grants will be reduced. And even for stewardship, we'll do better in stewardship. We don't want people to go through grants and at the end of the day, districts are being banned, clubs are being banned and all that. No. If the cadre of technical officers, if they're up and running in their duties, the complaints that you have will be totally eliminated. So we already know that. We already know that they're a little bit off track, that they are not doing all that they're supposed to do. And that is already being addressed. I spoke to it when I was speaking.
Thank you.
And how is the program of scale coming up in Cairo?
Doing great.
Doing great.
We're looking forward to the 30 million US dollar like Zambia.
Don't bother. Don't bother. It will come. Just make us happy. Tell the stories. Make us happy, and we get more partners and you get more money.
We will.
Thank you.
And by the way,
You know,
Dr. Amal did not say that we are not doing the awareness and everything in Cairo only. We are going all around Egypt.
Please, you need to do that. Remember, it's a program
it's
of
all over
scale.
the place.
we are looking forward to scaling it up.
Yeah,
So
it's not
spread
in
the good
Cairo.
news. It will help us get partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heba's hand is up. I think is our last question. Heba.
Then Dr. Jacqueline Wilson, I think she had her hand up and then down. So
Sent her a message, but I didn't get a reply. So if she has a question, we'll see Heba first. Heba is from the Rotary Club of Cairo Royal. Please go ahead.
Hello all, I'm the Disability Chairperson in District 2451. Let me thank you at first for this informative session, and let me have the privilege to invite you all for a disability awareness session that will be held in the first week of December. To go straight forward for my question, can I apply for an awareness for a global grant that is addressed only for awareness for disabilities, having in consideration that I can't put a quantitative measurement for awareness? But can I apply for?
For that awareness, you don't think your district grant can address it? Actually, you know, everything about the global grant is about the measurability. You know,
Yes, I know, but let me clarify something very important, and it's a key factor for addressing issues related with disabilities. The awareness is the key factor in general. The awareness is the key factor for solving and addressing all related subjects for disabilities. If I don't have enough awareness, I can't reach success in disability.
But again, I mean, have you written up the grant? How much is that going to be? My question is it not something that your district grant can address?
It can address, but actually, preferably, other types of projects can have the priority.
Okay, can you do you have a write-up on it already? Can we look at it? And we can pass it through RFC Ahmed. We can look at it and we can try and get a solution together. My details, Nevin, Ahmed, they have my details, and you can share it and we look at it together.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this question. We have one last question from Dr. Jacqueline Wilson. Dr. Jacqueline, can you unmute yourself, please? You're muted.
She's still muted.
You need to click on the mic, not on the video camera, the video icon. Okay, now you're all set.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saada, for this interesting meeting, and thank you to our distinguished speaker and for the kind invitation of Dr. Naveen. My question is about the vocational training team. We have a successful project with certain organization in Germany, in Berlin, called SES, or Senior Expert Services, and they sent already a nurse, an expert nurse, for training of our nurses here in Egypt. My question is Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation can sponsor the extension of this program or the sustainability of this program? I mean, well, the Rotary Foundation have linked with international organizations like European Union or something like this, so we can ensure the sustainability of our program. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jacqueline. My question is it a running VTT already?
No. It's just a collaboration between one Rotary Club and SES.
Okay, so the good news is that you can upscale it to a VTT.
We can
upscale it to a VTT and you will get full funding of the Rotary Foundation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's a good news.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Jacqueline. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a great honor having you with us. And maybe we should have charged like $10 per question for the foundation, of course, not.
Give it to the foundation, no, please. Oh. Give it to the foundation, give it to the polio fund so that Bill Gates will multiply it by 2.
Yeah.
You know, this is foundation money, foundation month. If you drop it, all the people that ask the questions, if you drop it, Bill Gates will add 2 to match it. And I'll be glad to see the records. I'll be glad.
Great.
It's like we've lost Ahmed.
Yeah, I think we lost Dr. Ahmed. And I think I'd like to thank Dr. Ahmed, our PDG, and thank you very much, Trustee Pearl. I mean, I know our friendship goes way back with, this is one of the blessings of Rotary. We got to know each other through the Rotary Global History Fellowship.
That's the magic.
Yes, it's the magic of Rotary. And also it's the magic of Rotary that created and helped in the creation and the cooperation between the Club of Samson and the Turkish group of clubs and our club, because actually I was there as a cadre, and then we started the cooperation and the collaboration. And I met the very, very active and passionate Aisha, who is responsible for the project that I was there. And as you said, the cadre is not actually policing. And what we are working on, like, for example, with the Rotary Club of EG International, with Dr. Jacqueline Wilson, we are trying as cadre members to put together the VTT, and we are going to work it out together. We are trying with Anne-Marie in South Africa to come up with also with something that we can do with education. So actually, the magic of Rotary is all over the place. We have people here from across the globe, from India to the States. So this is really great. And thanks to you, Trustee Pearl, you have put us all together, and everybody has been excited. And Dr. Ahmed Saada, I think he got disconnected, but I don't know he was able to come back.
I'm back. I'm back. We have thunderstorms in Alexandria, so I got
Oh wow!
disconnected.
Yes.
Got
You know,
disconnected.
I saw the rainbow today at the university, and I thought, wow, that's the first time I see a rainbow in Cairo. So I thought that the weather is really rainy, and but I hope everything is fine with you in Alexandria.
You got the rainbow, and we got the thunderstorms.
Okay, so
would you like to show Pearl the visual background?
Yes, here it is.
Your visual background.
Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, this visual background took place. I'm really proud that we were able to actually make it happen on the walls of the Temple of Luxor when Dr. Ahmed Saada was our district governor. And we were actually having the greatest meal to end polio with the flame of the, and we actually had it from Alexandria to Luxor, and we ended up in Luxor where we actually had this illuminated. So that's one of the things I love, and I'm really proud of. I mean,
and
this is my
signature
project with the foundation. And
wonderful.
Yes, this is
anything for polio. You know, it will touch my heart. Anything.
Yes,
yeah.
And this is really key. And polio is one of the key elements that we really want to focus on to eliminate. It makes
That's
a
right.
difference.
And we will eliminate polio. We will.
Yeah. And I'm really proud with what Rotary did during in Gaza. last month or the last time when they donated the money for the polio vaccination. And they were the reason actually why all the bombing stopped for a while, so that the vaccination takes place. So this is also a role that the Rotary Foundation did in the middle of war. So this is also another thing.
We are not relenting. We are not relenting. We cannot afford to be complacent. And like I said, we are determined. Remember, it's about our integrity. We have spoken out. Rotary has come out to the world to say we will. So if we don't, it will be a scare on our integrity. And Rotary will do anything to defend her integrity. So we'll end polio, I assure you.
Yes, we are. So I'd like to thank you and thank PDG Ahmed Saada and thank our DGs and our districts that are with us, District 2340 and District 9400 and District 2452, the clubs from there, and all the clubs from District 2451 that are with us. And our hero who has been actually doing all the translation, voluntary, it's Aisha. So Aisha is here again with us.
Nevin, is she speaking? I'm not hearing.
Okay, please, for those who are from at the Turkish part, if you go to the English, choose English to be able to listen if you feel that you are muted.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, yes.
We don't hear.
I'm not hearing either.
Neither. As the voice is lost.
I'm not hearing.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can see Aisha and
I think
Anna
maybe you
talking,
need to just tell everybody they need to go into the English.
Yeah, we cannot hear Aisha.
Okay, I will. No, I think it's just everybody needs to go into the English one. They need to choose English. That's it.
We are on the English.
We are on the English, but we cannot hear
English,
either
but we
Anna
cannot hear
or
her.
Aisha.
I can hear you.
No, Ahmed Saada can.
No, I can hear you too.
Now we can hear you.
Interpret.
Yeah.
I feel like Anne-Marie and Aisha are talking on a different channel.
Yes.
Same here. I am hearing now.
I don't think it
I
has.
went to interpretation and clicked English and I'm hearing loud and clear. Right. Yeah.
Niveen,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think that's it. And looking forward to seeing you all again. And I'd like to thank everyone for being here. And as I said, we have everyone from all over the place. And we thank them again. And that's the blessings also of technology. And we are looking forward to seeing everyone in Istanbul for the peace conference, hopefully. And let me say also, we would like to come and enjoy our district conference in the city of peace in Sharm el-Sheikh. This is also, so we are going to have in Istanbul in January, and then we will be meeting again in May in Sharm el-Sheikh. So 2 cities of peace that we have conferences in. And hopefully also we have the ICC, I believe, that is going to be in South Africa. So these are all international events. And the hope, please, if you do the District 2452 conference, the date and the place, please.
We're not sure if it's settled yet, but we'll be telling you about it very soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It was a beautiful and informative session. Thank you for everything you did. You and PDG Ahmed Saada, it's always a pleasure to have you. And thank you, Trustee Pearl, not for the information that most of it we know it, but for the passion you have. The passion you have made us more committed to Rotary Foundation. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
That's why she's the passion queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet she is. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
thank you, Niveen.
Okay, thank you. The presidents of the clubs, the Club of Samson and the Club of Tahrir, would you like to say any closing notes before we leave?
Niveen, I would like to thank you, all of you, and Pearl and you, and
Thanks,
all of
Hakan.
the clubs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hakan. Thank you.
Thank you, Hakan.
Mohammed.
Definitely. I would like, can everyone hear me?
Yes. Yeah, Mohammed, we can hear you.
Definitely. I would like to thank Pearl for her most inspiring and most informative session. Honestly, it was a pleasure, Pearl. And as Dr. Ahmed Saada says, the passion you have is second to none. It was really a pleasure and an honor to have you. And we hope to see you soon in Egypt, if that would be possible, of course.
I will. I want to come and see the program upscale. I will.
Yeah. You should.
Yes, I will.
Definitely. We're very proud of the program upscale, you know.
I will. It's our bragging rights, so I'll come.
Yes. And you know that Rotary El Tahrir brags a lot about this program.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, yeah. I'll come.
No, it was really an honor, Pearl. And really, we'd love to see you in person, definitely. And you are most welcome anytime in Egypt. This is your second home, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you been to Egypt before?
Of course, I've been there. I was in Sharm el-Sheikh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you know that we have a saying. You drink once from the Nile, you come back.
I love all those flowers. I love the Nile. I love the pyramid. I was able to go and do the camel ride and did a boat cruise. I'll be back.
You are most welcome. You know that Egypt is your second home.
I'll come. I'll come.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
wish-
Allow me to invite you to visit Jordan, the house of Petra.
Yes.
It's one of the 7 words. Please.
I'll keep the rent check. I'll keep the rent check.
Please. Looking forward to host you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great.
I wish also to thank everyone that participated. We had people from everywhere, people from Egypt, Turkey, South Africa, Lebanon, Bahrain, Jordan, India, Botswana, Mozambique,
Nigeria.
Swaziland, everywhere.
Thank you. It was a
We
pleasure.
were blessed and honored really to have you all. And I wish definitely to thank all the district governors that participated, especially Dr. George Senosha, who is, of course, a regular with us. It's always a pleasure and an honor. I also wish to thank Governor Karim Muradi. Okay, it was a pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This was really
Okay, thank you, everyone. See you in another virtual meeting. Bye. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you.